Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and today I want to both talk about and ask you if there are still aggressive scouts on console Battlefield 1. Obviously there are still many on PC, as aiming with a mouse effectively completely transforms precision weapons such as snipers, but on console it's an entirely different story, and there now seems to be a dearth of aggressive scouts using controllers. So before I get started on this, I'll just ask you let me know two things in the comments below. Are you an aggressive console scout, and do you see many of them anymore on console? I predict that most of you will say you don't notice them much anymore at all, because more so than just not seeing them, I simply don't get killed by them much anymore at all. I can't remember the last time I noticed a scout having a big impact in a game I've been in, especially on objectives and such like. But then there's also a measure I can use from another perspective, that measure being just how often I'm now awarded the best scout highlight. And I say this without any kind of bragging intention, because I can have games where I really don't feel like I've reached my usual level, and I'll still often be the first or second highest scoring scout in the game. So from this we can deduce that most scouts simply aren't playing as aggressively and objective focused as I usually do. So they're likely taking up a passive position more towards the edge of the map and trying to pick people off from there. And I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with that, I'm just making an observation that the aggressive scout seems to be dying out on the console version of Battlefield 1. So what could the reasons for this be? Well, a big one is likely the auto-rotation nerf that came into play on console. Infantry and carbine scout rifles used to be outrageously easy to use on console with auto-rotation enabled. It really was almost as simple as look somewhere near the enemy, ADS, and then instantly fire. Thankfully this has been radically altered, and it's a lot more difficult to now succeed with these rifles. You're now actually required to have good target acquisition and timing. This added difficulty likely pushed a lot of players away from scout in favour of using a much more forgiving weapon such as a medic rifle. And we can expand on that point to make the next argument for why there aren't many aggressive scouts on console anymore. The TTK patch that was brought in made a lot of weapons kill much more quickly, be it either through increasing damage or ease of use. The aforementioned medic rifles can now be spam fired whilst maintaining a far higher degree of accuracy. With the amount of medic options available for distance fights, it really wouldn't be a surprise to find that many former scouts have since switched to being medics. And then, where the other classes are concerned, assaults can drop people incredibly quickly at close range, which has probably scared scouts off objectives, and supports can be regularly found bipodded up, forcing scouts even further back in order to not be lasered down without warning. But this isn't to say that playing as an aggressive scout can't be done. I know there are a few of you out there, and I still try to do my bit to keep the flag flying. You just have to develop the correct skill set, focus on trying to achieve set scout based objectives, such as using spotting flares to help your team, etc., and accept that you're simply going to take unavoidable deaths sometimes. And there are some great options available to you to help you to achieve that dream of being a beastly aggressive scout. There's the Martini Henry, the Ross Mark III, the SMLE, and more, and that's without mentioning sidearms. There's nothing wrong with relying on your sidearm when you really want or need to get right into the action as a scout, and they can be extremely effective as well. So don't be afraid to regularly switch to your trusty pistol, revolver, or whatever it may be, and put down some of those enemies that are up in your face. Obviously playing as an aggressive scout isn't going to be for everyone. In actuality, it's likely not going to be for very many players at all, but it would be awesome if we could have a few scarily effective CQC snipers developing within the community that we have here. And really, what better time is there to try to become one? BF1 is essentially old now, but you also still have enough time to try to develop new skills before BF5. And if you already are an aggressive scout, well, I salute you. Keep smashing it, people. Now let's go over to the Board of Awesome for the epic people who allow you to get content from me full-time by supporting the channel on Patreon. They are the main reason why you're watching this video right now, so thanks to everyone on here. If you want to join them on the Board of Awesome, the links to the Patreon page is in the description and in my pinned comment. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't want to miss future videos, turn on notifications with the bell button and select to always be notified with the options tab that should then pop up, and then feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.